Good afternoon everyone, this is BremSter and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Cageside by James Sinclair. And you may be wondering, why does my format look a little bit different? Because this is the format that has been used to record every single solve video from a new puzzle pack called Quads on Parade. All of the videos are being recorded except this one, and the pack is ready to go. And as this video goes live, the pack will also be going live. There'll be a link below to where you can go and grab the pack for free. This will be a free pack available. It contains 35 Quadruples puzzles. All have been created and set over the last few months by some amazing setters, and we're very, very happy with this pack. Some of you may remember a pack that we did a few years ago called March of the Quads. I think the puzzles in this one are better than the puzzles in March of the Quads. So Quads on Parade. So the setters involved in the pack are Akash Dulani, Ashish Kumar, BremSter, Chili, Doomjot, EPH, Frappy, Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards, Jeremy Dover, Maggie, Math Pesto, Myshogoth, Mixo, Realm Plana, Rockrat Zero, Sotek, Timotab and Wushel. So some amazing people have been involved in the creation of the pack, and just very, very happy with how it's all gone. It's taken me a long time to record all the videos. There are a bunch of puzzles of various difficulties, from introductory puzzles all the way up to quite hard ones. I do not know where this puzzle is going to slot in. This will be a bonus puzzle in the pack, and what is also going to happen is those videos that have been recorded will start being released a week from today as also extra videos on my channel. So yeah, it's just the way it's going to go. There's going to be a bunch of extra puzzles using the quadruples constraints for you to all explore. These puzzles have been absolutely stunning. I'm really happy with them. So yeah, link below to where you can get the pack, link below to where you can find this puzzle. I don't know what this one is. This one, it's from James Sinclair, so this one did not go through testing at all. I'm just keen to get onto it. So let's have a look at Cageside by James Sinclair. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have the quadruple circles, and the way these work is digits in a quadruple circle must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. Now, it may be possible on some of these quadruple circles for there to be multiples of a digit. So for example, you might be able to put 2 ones on this quadruple with a 5 and a 7. That may be possible. You can have more than one of a digit on a quadruple circle, but you must have a 1, a 5 and a 7 in those 4 cells. There's also killer in this puzzle. So digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage if given, but we do not know what the sums of these are going to be. We actually kind of do. But digits may not repeat within a cage. That's the important rule here. All of the puzzles in the pack should have consistent ruling where they've got consistent rules, so that should help you all. I'm going to restart this puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So these cages are all 9 cells large, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what it's telling us is these cages all contain the digits 1 through 9. What the sum is irrelevant. It is 45. If you add the digits 1 through 9, you get 45. But what it's telling us is there are no repeat digits in these cages. So for example, these 2 digits can't go in those cells or those cells. So they're somewhere in these 3, but I'm not sure how to use that yet. So I could tell something about these digits by quadruple. Well, I can tell that the 2 is up here, because 2 in this box can't be in those, 2 in this box can't be in those. So it's a standard quadruple trick where you've got like 2s in quadruples like this. If I was to put a 2 in anywhere in any of these cells, I would break those quadruples. Because if I was to put, say, a 2 here, or on this quadruple, if I was to put a 2 here, on this quadruple, the 2 would have to be down here, but on this quadruple, the 2 would also have to be down here, and I'd have 2 2s in the row. The other way to think about it is I've got a 2 in here and a 2 in here, and this is only taking up 2 different rows. So I can only have two twos in two rows because there's only 1 2 in each row. So I cannot put an extra 2 anywhere in these rows. So if I can't put a 2 in any of those, 2 is up here. Similarly, 5 is down here. 5 and 7 are both down here, actually, because of the 5 and the 7 in these quadruples. These are restricted. These could be 1. They can... Oh, right. This is a triple. Because I can't put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 in here. This is a 189 triple, which is putting 1 in here, which is putting 1 in here. Right. The 189 triple here on this quadruple, pardon me, I'm still fighting with a chest infection. The 189 triple here around this quadruple is putting 1 here, but around this quadruple, that is meaning that 1 is here. But the 1 in this cage, 1 in this box is forced into the cage. So if this was a 1, I couldn't put 1 in any of those cells. This is not the 1, this is the 1. Which means around here, 1 is in one of those two. Which means 1 can't be in any of those. That might be something. 1 is down in one of these 3. But I could potentially put 1s in those. I don't know yet. But these have to be from 3, 5, 7, because they can't be 1, 2, 4, or 6. These are from 3, 5, 7, and these are from 2, 4, 6. These are from all of them. It is going to be something about the shape of these cages, but I'm not sure yet how to lock that in. The 2... if I put 2 here... Right, this can't be a 2. Because if I put 2 here, I couldn't put 2 around this quadruple at all, because it sees all 4 of those cells, either by cage. So 2 is in one of those 3. Similar with 8 there. So 8 is in one of those 3. These are restricted. They're 1, they can't be 2, 3, 4, can't be 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are only 1, 3, 4, and 9. But I'm not sure that that's... I'm definitely not understanding yet. Oh. If this was a 3, these would be 5, 7. If this is a 3, these would be 5, 7. And around this quadruple, I couldn't put 5, 7. Because 5, 7 here would mean I couldn't repeat 5, 7 in the cage, and these would have to be both 5 and 7. So this can't be a 3. So there must be a 3 in here. Because if there's no 3 in here, this is a 5, 7 pair. And if this is a 5, 7 pair, I can't put 5 or 7 in those cells. There must be a 3 in here. And there must be a 5 or a 7 in here. But then again, that's just telling me there's no 5, 7 in here, which I had from this. There's no 6 in here. 6 is in one of those two, interestingly enough, because I can't put 6 here. Oh. No, it's not quite there. 6 is in one of those two. I was wondering if I had the same with 4s, but I don't think I do. I'm definitely not understanding this fully. Well, I know 2 is in this cage in here, so I can't put 2 in any of those or any of those. I also can't put, because 1 is in here, I can't put 1 in here. Oh, yeah. So 1 in this box is in one of those, but I'm not sure that's it either. The 5, 7 here is interesting. Because if I put 5 and 7 in here, I think this is a 5, 7 pair. Because if I put 5 and 7 in here, so if the 157 puts 5 and 7 in here, I couldn't put 5 and 7 into any of those, and this would have to be both 5 and 7. So this has to be one of the 5 and 7, and this has to be the other of the 5 and 7 for the same reason. If I put both 5 and 7 in here, if this isn't 5, 7, 5 and 7 are in here, which means I can't put 5 or 7 in those because I can't repeat it in the cage, and this would have to be 5 and 7. So this is a 5-7 pair. Can I do anything with that? Well, it means 3 is in one of those. And 1 is in one of those. So these cells are restricted. No, these cells are restricted. Because they can't be 1. Well, hang on. 1 is in one of those. So this isn't a 1. 1 is in one of those two. So these and 3 could be there, actually. So, but these cells are restricted. They can't be 1. They can be 2. They can't be 3. They could be 4. They can't be 5. They could be 6. They can't be 7. They could be 8. They could be 9. These are only 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And this one can't be 8 or 9 because of the 189 looking down. This one can't be 4 because of the 4, 5. Oh, 4, 5. 5 is in one of... 5 can't be here or here. That's the 5. That's the 7. Which means this isn't 5 and this isn't 7. That's interesting. Now, these two cells are in these 3. So there's the 1, and then the other cell is one of those 2. Similarly, these 2 cells are in those 3. And these 2 cells are in these 3. So there must be a 3 in here. There must be a 3 in here because I have to put, I can't put 3 in any of these because of the pointing 3s here. So 3 is in one of those 3 with a 5 or a 7. Similarly, those 2 cells are in those 3. Oh, those 2 cells there are those 2 cells there because they can't include 1. So those are the yellow cells. Right. So these cells here do include 1. Oh, 5 and 7 are down here as well because I got 5, 7 in here and in here. So 5 is in here and 7 is in here. 8 is in one of those 2 because of the 8 lining up in those quadruples. Okay. Wouldn't it be funny if I can't actually figure this one out? Oh man, I hope I can figure this out. This cell is in one of those. So if there's a 1 here, there's a 1 here, and a 1 up here. But I don't see why that breaks. If there's a 7 here, that's a 7. If there's a 7 here, that's a 7, and that's a 7. That all works. Oh, 4 is in one of these because of the 4s looking at each other. And 5 is in one of these because of the 5s looking at each other, which would have given me this earlier. 4 and 5 are in these. But 4 can't be in either of those two because 4 is lining up in those quadruples. So there's no 4 there. That's the 4. So 5 is in one of those two. But that 4 takes 4 out of that one. And that means 4 cannot be in any of those. That's the 4. So there's no 4 here either. So there's no 4 in those. There's no 4 in those. There's no 4 there. 4 is in one of those two. So 4 is in one of those two. Pardon me. That's cool. 5 is in one of those two. But 5 has to be around this cage now, so it cannot repeat in the cage. That's not the 5, that's the 5. These two cells are these two cells. So if this was the 5, yeah, these two cells have to be these two cells. Because these two cells can't be in the cage, can't be those, and they can't be 1. So they can't be those. Those two cells are those two cells. That's not a 5. Which puts 5 in one of those two. Two is definitely in the cage. Oh, 4 is in this cage now. So that's a 4, which means that's not a 4. 4 is in one of those two. Holy cow. So 1 is in the cage down here. Yeah, I already had that. Four and 4 means 4 is in one of these two. That's not quite enough, is it? I was hoping it would be forcing 4 into a cage, but it's not. If that's a 4, then to put 4 into the cage, oh, if both of those are 4s, I couldn't put 4 in the cage at all. So if that's a 4, that's a 4. If that's a 4, that's a 4. So 4 can never go in the cage up here. If that's a 4, that's a 4, and I couldn't put 4 in any of those. If that's a 4, that's a 4, that's a 4, and then that would be a 4. I think that's okay. It has to be a 6 around here. There's a 4, 6, and 8 around here. Five in this cage is in one of those two. Because I can't put it in those, can't put it in those. 7 in this cage could be there, or one of those two. Well, it's in one of those two, actually, because I can't put it there. This is a 1-7 pair. That's a 1-7 pair. Because I have to put a 7 around the quadruple and it can't go there. Interesting. Does that give me anything? 7 in this cage is not in those. It's not in there. Twixy. 3 in this cage is now... Oh, I already had 3 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 being in one of those. 6, 7, 8, 9. All I know is 3 is down here, which I already had. 8 and 9 are in those. There's going to be more geometry going on that I'm not following. These two are in here. These two are in here. So I've got to put one of 1, 5 and 7 in here, but I don't see why that's a problem. Is it this 2, 8? Can I put 2 and 8 into the cage here? I don't see why not. In fact, I've already got 2 outside. Oh, if 2's here, I can't put 2 around the quadruple. If 8's here, I can't put 8 around the quadruple. So right, 2 is not in the cage in this box. If 2 was here, 2 would be down here, and this would be 1, 2, 5, 7. This would be 4, 8. So if 2 is here, this is 1, 2, 5, 7. And that's broken. 2 has to be in the cage here, because if 2 is here, because I can't put 2 in the cage here, because then I can't put 2 around this quadruple. If 2 isn't in the cage here, I need to put 2 in the cage in this box, which makes this 1, 2, 5, 7. But if this is 1, 2, 5, 7, the 2 would be lining up with this, and then 2 would have to go on here in the quadruple, and I'm putting the premise that I have of not putting 2 in the cage doesn't work. 2 is in the cage here, which is lining... Oh, yeah, that's not doing anything, is it? Is it the same with 8? I don't think it is. Well, 8 is not in the cage here or here. So 8 is in the cage here. So 2 and 8 are both in that cage in that box. So big deal. Oh, this 4 says that's not the 4, that's the 4. So 4 is down here. Definitely struggling here. Five in this column is down here. 6, not sure. 7 in this column. I can't put 7 down here because 7 is already in the cage. 7 is in one of those two. So if 7 is in this cage, I can't put 7 in those. If 7 is outside the cage, one of those is a 7. If 7 is in the cage, 7 can't be in the cage. If 7 was here, where would I put 7 in box 8? I couldn't put it in any of those. I couldn't put it in any of those. Couldn't put it in any of those. That's not a 7. That's a 7, which puts 7 in one of those two. If this is a 7, that's a 7. That would be a 7. But now I need to put 7 in this cage. So 7 is in one of those. So if this is a 7, if this is a 7, that's a 7. One of those is a 7 with one of those. That's a 7. That all seems to work. If this is a 7, one of those is a 7. I need to put a 7 in a cage. One of those is a 7. One of those is a 7. That all seems to work as well. 2 is in one of those. This cage is getting a little bit more restricted. This can't be 1. It can't be 2 because 2 is in here. It could be 3. Can't be 4. Can't be 5. Could be 6. Can't be 7. Could be 8 or 9. All of these others are less restricted. What are these? 2, 3, 5, 6. Well, that can't be 5. There must be a 5 down here. And there's got to be a 3 in one of those. If that's a 3... Okay, I am definitely not at my best. Oh, this is a triple. This has been a triple since the beginning. I can't use 1. I could use 2. I can use 3. I can't use 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 2, 3, 9. There's no 2 or 9 here. There's no 2 here. This is a 2. It's the same logic as here. This has been a triple since the beginning. This is a 6 or an 8. That's a 2, 3, 9. Can I take that any further? Well, it puts 2 up here somewhere, but I can't repeat 2 in the cage. That's the 2. That was really, really daft. So these are only from 4, 6, 8. There's no 4 there. These are only from 1, 5, 7. There's no 7 there. There's no 1 there. This is now a 3, 5, 7 triple. That's the 1. There's no 1 there. The 1 is seeing those and those. So 1 is in one of those 3. The 2 is looking down, making that the 6, which makes that the 8, taking 6 and 8 out of there, taking 6 out of there. So this is 2, 3, or 9 only, which is all that's not been placed in this box. How daft am I? That triple was right there from the beginning. I saw that one. I didn't see that one. The 8 makes that the 6, which takes 6 and 8 out of there. This is 3 or 9. This is a quadruple, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. There's no 5 there because the 5 has to be up here. So this is from 3, 6, 9. It's not 6. So there's no 6 up here. 6 has to be here. These are 3, 5. This is a 3, 5, 9 triple. So we know what this triple is. 1, can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8. This is a 1, 7, 8 triple. There's no 1 there. Pardon me. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, 9 go into those. But 1, 7, 8, these 2 cells have to live in here. These 2 cells can't be in... Right, I can get rid of... Well, these 2 cells can't be in those, can't be in those. So these 2 cells here can only live in those 3 cells. So these have to be made up of 1, 7, 8. So that's an 8. There's no 8 there. This is a 3, 9 pair, which looks up saying that's not the 3, that's the 3. The 8 looks down, making that the 7, taking the 7 out of there. This was much cleaner than... I gave it credit for, isn't it? The 6 looks up making that the 2, taking 2 out of there and there. The 2 takes 2 out of those 2, not into, out of, which makes that the 2. The 8 is now looking across, taking 8 out of there. Oh, the 2 looks down, taking 2 out of there. This is a 3, 5 pair. So there's no 3 here. This is a 2, 9 pair. So 9 can't be in those or those. 9 is up here somewhere. I'm not sure what that's doing yet. Oh, the 2 is looking up, taking 2 out of there. That's the 2. So this is... I could have put an 8 in there. Oh, but the 2 is looking down, making that the 9 and that the 2. These, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 and 9. The 2 is looking down, making that the 9 and that the 2. So this is known. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5, which makes that a 7, which takes 7 out of there, making that the 5 by the cage. I still need to put a 7 around here, but the 7 is knocking it out of there. There's the 7. This is a quadruple now. Not sure well, this is a 4 or a 6. One, two, three. You need to put a 4. Well, I can't put a 6 in either of those. I could put a 6 there, though. So these are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, 8, 9 go into these. Now, I can't put an 8 here because we know the 8 has to be in one of those two. There's no 8 here anymore. That's the 8, which means that's not the 8. That's the 8. This is a 4, 6, 9 triple. The 2, 3, 9 takes 9 out of there. This is a 4, 6 pair. So the 4, 6 pair there makes that the 9, which takes 9 out of there. This is so brilliant. It's just, I missed that triple. If I'd seen that triple earlier, I would have been much better off. I don't think I need the yellow anymore. I can't believe I saw this pattern, which I've used a few times, and didn't see that one. Just pure blindness. This 9 looks up saying that's not the 9. The cages have all resolved really well. 9 is in one of those two by... and 2 is in one of those two by quadruple. This isn't a 9 or a 2. That's the 3. This becomes the 2, 9. Okay. The 7 is looking up saying 7 is in one of those two. That 7 is looking across saying that's the 7. I've got the 2 and the 8. I need to put a 5 and a 6 in here. 5 is in one of those two. No, 5 isn't there. That's the 5. 6 is in one of those two. These are... wait, there's no 9 here. 1, 3, 4, and 6. There's no 1 there. There's no 1 there. There's no 3 there. Okay. Down here, I need to put 1, 3, 6, and 8. So 6 is in one of those two. Eight is in one of those two because I can't put 8 in any of those or any of those. So 8 is in one of those two. Trying to find the weak spots. I don't think I've shone on this puzzle, but that's okay. Four is in one of those. 8 is in one of those. Four, six, eight, 1, 5, 7, 1 and 2, 4 and 5 is done, 1, 5, 7 is done, 3, 5, 7 is done, 1 and 4 is done, 2, 8, 9 is kind of done. Okay, so what am I missing? So this can't be 6 or 8. So it could be 1, it can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is only 1 or 3. trying to see where the weak spots are. This column, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this can't be 4, 5. Hang on. Let's remove all of those. This can be 1. It can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. That's a 1. So that's an 8. That's a 1. The 1 looks up making that the 4, which makes that the 6, which makes that the 4, which by Cage makes that the 6, which makes that the 4, which looks across making that the 3. The 4 makes this the 6. This is the 1 by Sudoku, taking 1 out of there. This is a pair now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Now I don't, and that's the 5 and that's the 7. There you go. The 5 makes that the 3 and that the 5. Getting more done. So now the 1 makes that the 3. These are 1, 6, and 8. There's no 1 there. There's no 6 there. So there's a 4 in one of those two. That 4 looks down saying that's the 4. So this is 1, 6, or 8, and there's no 8 in it. So 8 is in one of those two, which means that's the 6. This is a 1, 8 pair, which means that's the 6. Could have used the quadruple to get that, but I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are an 8, 9 pair. The 8 is looking down, making that the 9 and that the 8. And these are 2 and 3. And the 3 is looking down, making that the 2, that the 3, which makes that the 9 and that the 2. Love this stuff. The 9 makes that the 1, which makes this not the 1. Still haven't broken this open, have I? Okay, is it these? This still isn't collapsing. Let's look at this row. 1, 8, and 9. These are 1, 8, and 9. So this isn't the 4. This is the 4. There's no 8 there. Okay, what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, and 9. There's no 8 there. But this is a 1, 3, 8, 9 quadruple. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. There's no 7 there. There's no 6 there. There's no 5 or 6 there. That's the 7. That's the 5. That's the 6. Now I've got no 9 there for some reason. 9 is looking up saying that's not the 9. Now I've got no 9 there pencil marked for some reason, but I'm not sure why that was true. But let's use these. The 7 looks down making that the 1 and that the 7, which looks down making that the 8 and that the 1. The 8 and the 1 look up making that the 9, which makes that the 3, that the 8, that the 1. The 8 makes that the 9 and that the 8. That way I don't have to trust my pencil marks, which I wasn't sure about. The 5 makes that the 3, which makes that the 9 and that the 3, which makes that the 9. This becomes the 5, and that is the solution to the puzzle. Now, by puzzle pack difficulty, this would have been probably a hike 3 to hike 4, which would have put it into the slightly into the back half of the pack. There are probably 18 to 20 puzzles in the pack that are easier than this. So if you're worried that this is too hard for you, I think you'll find that there are a lot of puzzles that still have beautiful logic in them, but you will find that aren't this challenging. There are a bunch of puzzles that we like to call coffee break puzzles or walks in the park, where you will be able to just put them in and enjoy the logic that is in the puzzle. The next difficulty up, which is what this is a scenic hike, where you need to sort of understand some quite tricky logic in order to solve it, but is still beautiful logic and everything. And then there's a few puzzles in there which are treks into the wilderness, where you got to kind of strap in and get your gear ready and really buckle up, because those puzzles have some really tricky logic in them. I don't think they'll ever be rated anything higher than, I think a lot of people would rate them 3-star Logic Masters Germany, maybe into 4 for some of them. But they're the sort of difficulty we enjoy playing around with. So we make puzzles that we enjoy. So that's what we've done. Hopefully you enjoy the pack. As I said, there will be videos coming for all of the puzzles starting in about a week, but the puzzles are now available for you. Link below to the PDF pack where you can get all of the puzzles, and they're available. We give permission for people to stream the puzzles and to explore them, but there are videos coming. So, but yeah, the puzzles are now available. I hope you enjoy Quads on Parade. We've put a lot of work into it, literally hundreds of hours. I personally have put hundreds of hours into the pack, so I really do hope you enjoy it. Thank you everyone for watching. I look forward to everyone's feedback. The post where the pack is released, everyone can comment on it, so hopefully we'll see how people go. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.